we all just normalize women having bulges sometime.
I would like to personally thank Dylan for this video. Yes, yes, yes. I cannot believe I missed this video, but thank you. Because as a transgender woman who never wishes to have bottom surgery, I am also trying to normalize the bulge, because there's nothing wrong with a trans woman existing in her body as it is. Some of us cannot afford surgery, some of us cannot access surgery, and some of us, including myself, don't want it. And there's nothing wrong with that, because my body simply existing is not about you, and there should be nothing wrong with that, because my bulge is beautiful and so are you.
The problem isn't that trans people exist, that trans people, they decide not to get bottom surgery, not to get certain procedures done. That's not the issue here. The problem is that trans activists claim that a woman can have a penis and a man can have a vagina. That's not true. Trans people do of course exist, but they're still not the opposite sex. We can, as a society, tolerate different types of people. We can accept that there are people who are a little bit different. But what we shouldn't do is change definitions of what it means to be a woman, a man, or anything in that lane. I have a vagina and I'm not planning on changing that, but I will never claim that men can have vaginas. I'm a biological woman with gender dysphoria. I live my life as if I were a man, but I'm not one. And me having a vagina is kind of the whole reason why I'll never be a man. You gotta admit, he's attractive. This man right here is attractive. This is him now. This is what wokeness does to you. Demi Lovato was gorgeous. So gorgeous. She was so pretty. A beautiful woman. Demi Lovato also identified as non-binary and went by they/them pronouns. I know that Demi looks a little bit different now, but she also is using she/her again. So apparently there's a pattern here. It's so funny because when I was younger, I used to be an SJW. I used to be a trans activist with all the lame opinions that they have, and this is how I looked. I'm not woke anymore and I'm not ugly anymore. There is a pattern and you can't deny it. I'm sorry, but you can't.
Hi there, I'm Rachel, they, them, here to remind you that there's more than one way to be non-binary. Non-binary folks can be androgynous, femme, or masc. Some non-binary folks use the trans label and some don't. Non-binary folks can use any pronouns. Some use HRT and some don't. Some get gender-affirming surgery and some don't. There are many ways to be non-binary and they are all awesome and valid.
Then what's the point? What's the point of all this? Then what is non-binary? There's a reason why we can't have one single definition. We can't have a definition of what it means to be non-binary because it's not a real thing. Let's just say that a feminine woman identifies as non-binary. Then how does she not relate or feel like a woman if she's extremely feminine and looks completely like a woman? What's the point? Where's the disconnect? Where's the discomfort? Obviously, this is all made up. What I love about this video is that it doesn't make sense anymore and it only gets worse. And that just means that more people will wake up and not believe this bullshit anymore. So, keep it coming.
First, I want to say that anybody can have no pronouns. Whether you're agender, non-binary, or just no pronouns align with you, you can use no pronouns. Now, what that actually means. This means instead of using any pronouns to describe this person, you would be using their full name. I'll use myself for an example. Knowing my pronouns are they, them, you would say, oh, they went to the store and then they recorded some TikToks. But if I were to use no pronouns, I would say, oh, Rachel went to the store and then Rachel recorded some TikToks. Some folks who use no pronouns will also sort of abbreviate their name to create their own pronoun. I'll provide an example. For myself, perhaps I decide that I want my pronoun to be Ray because Rachel is too long for me to say sometimes. Then I would say, Ray went to the store and then Ray recorded some TikToks. That way I'm still not using any pronouns that exist or any gendered pronouns. Instead, I'm almost using my own nickname as a pronoun. Does that make sense?
No, it does not make sense. And What is this? I'm so tired, y'all. I can't. Do you know what I mean when I say that it's like a game for these people? I mean, they act like children playing a game. Not because I'm saying it's okay for children to play around with pronouns and gender, but it's childlike behavior, in my opinion.
So here's the thing about hey guys. It's gender neutral in the same way that all men are created equal, like men was meant to be gender neutral. The word men was used in that sentence, all men are created equal, because at that time only men were created equal, and at that only white land-owning men were created equal. So the problem when we use that phrase now is that we cannot separate it from its history of exclusion. And it's the same with hey guy. Guy was basically termed in the 1600s. In England to refer to people who were like bad guys. It was like a kind of negative term to call someone a guy. Then when people came over to the United States, it started being used here more as like fellow man. There is a reason that only male terms are considered to be gender neutral. And it's because these male gendered terms became adopted for the general populace when that's not why they were created. They are rooted in exclusion.
I think that she has a lot of time on her hands. These people need to get a life, honestly.
So what are your pronouns?
Any. Like, I don't feel particularly connected to any set of pronouns, so just use whatever you feel comfortable with.
So your pronouns are they, them?
I mean, yeah, you can use they, them for me, but you don't just have to use they, them.
So what should I use? You literally cannot mess up. Just whatever the fuck you're feeling, as long as you're not calling me it, good to go.
First of all, I really hope that you all know this has nothing to do with transsexualism. It's not about feeling connected to a set of pronouns. It's not about choosing your set of pronouns, and it doesn't change depending on your mood or something. What gender dysphoria feels like is pain, uncontrollable pain about your birth sex. You do not choose this pain, so I cannot in any way relate to this, and I think it's absolutely ridiculous. Second of all, if pronouns aren't important, how can you misgender someone? This is apparently someone who reacted to my video, so let's watch.
There's a chance, though, if we behave right.
If they don't accept trans people for who we are, then we don't need their respect in the first place.
I thought that that was the entire goal of trans activism, to gain more acceptance and respect. How are we gonna achieve that if we only talk to communities that already accept LGBT? I'm being accused of being a bootlicker because I used to be in conservative communities and trying to spread awareness about transsexualism there, and somehow that's a bad thing? Some conservatives are still not pro-LGBT, and me personally, I vote conservative, so I'm like, how about I try to tell conservatives that it's not all trans people who are crazy. It's not all trans people who are like what you see in the media. I've actually been an activist and changed people's minds so they're more open-minded. What have these people done? They have done nothing but ruining the trans acceptance by saying trans women can breastfeed, men can get periods, there are a million genders, men can give birth, trans women are the same as real women. That's only gonna make a lot of people close-minded when they used to be open-minded about LGBT. So while they're ruining the LGBT acceptance, I'm trying to make a difference here. And you may not like conservatives because they don't say nice things about us. I'm trying to change that. And I still stand by what I said in the video. If we behave right as LGBT people, there's a big chance that people who are close-minded would not be close-minded anymore. You never know what happens, so can we at least try my method? Thank you all for watching this video. I hope you liked it. Remember to comment down below what you think. Hit the subscribe button and the notification bell if you want to see more content like this. If you want to support me with a small donation, I'd be really grateful if you could do it under super thanks. It would personally help me out a lot, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye.